Hello and welcome, and this is a quick story regarding get back to work.
Get back to work, you slacker.
So hello and welcome, it's me Andy here at Talking Ready on Boxing Day, again, another video, and this is basically a DWP story, and of course Tutia Kia, who's on a committee answering questions in Parliament, and this is basically a load of old tosh.
Debbie Abrahams, MP.
Good afternoon, Prime Minister. I want to move on to the Get Britain Working White Paper. You'll be aware that over 2 million disabled people who want to work and a disability employment gap of nearly 30%. What are you doing to help more businesses recruit disabled people into work and also to make sure they retain their experienced workers should they become disabled?
Well, firstly, thank you for raising this because I don't think we talk about this enough. The Employment Rights Bill that we're putting in place puts in place extra protection. In the work that we want to do to get people back into work, there are, as you probably know, 2.8 million people or so who are on long-term sick.
Slightly different from people, the point that I'm making, which is about disabled people. So people on long-term sick won't necessarily be included in that particular figure. So on the 2 million, and it's a fairly static figure, what can we do to sort of change the attitudes and the willingness of employers to recruit disabled people?
Well, we should do everything that we can because it's very important that we have a proper ability for people, disabled people, to be at work, to work in the way that they want, and we should support employers and support them to make sure that happens.
Thank you. Moving on then, thinking about the third of disabled people who are living in poverty because of the extra costs that they face. While work may be the route out of poverty for the 2 million that I've just been talking about, how will you ensure that those disabled people who can't work have adequate support and that systemic safeguards are in place so we don't have more horrendous deaths of sick and disabled people reliant on the social security system?
Well, we have to make sure that support is in there, and we will make sure that support is in there. I do think within that group there are quite a number, particularly those on long-term sick, who do want to be back into work, but want to be supported into work because, as you know, it can be quite a daunting thing if you've been on long-term sick to go back into the workplace. And therefore what we've been looking at is schemes. There are some already there, as you know, where employers have schemes to support long-term, those who've been on long-term sick back into work, and I'm very, very supportive of that. I've been to see them for myself, to give people the chance to go back to work, because sometimes making that step or taking that step is very, very difficult.
That's a very good point, and I absolutely accept that, but there will be disabled people who will not be able to work. We know that over the last 15 years, disabled people have been particularly battered by the reduction in support that they have got. So I know that disabled people are feeling very anxious about what's going to happen, for example, in the spring. There are a cohort of disabled people who will never work, and they are living in absolute poverty. I mean, it is some of the conditions that people are living in when they have extra costs of nearly £1,000 a month. That doesn't seem to be recognised. So if you, when in consultation obviously with the Secretary of State, if you're able to expand on how they will be protected, that will be very, very good news to those people.
Yeah, they must be protected.
So he's talking absolute tosh, and they are confusing the long-term sick with disabled people. Because, you might be sick, but you're not disabled. There is a difference. And they're generally long-term disabled people, if they are on disabled benefits, then they probably cannot work. But long-term sick may be, if you think about it, it could be all of those millions, and I mean that genuinely, that have had a certain medical procedure and then discovered, oh, I'm a little bit sick now. Maybe I need to go stop work, or I can't work. There is a slight difference. I personally think so. But obviously, Talkin Steer doesn't think that. He thinks that they're long-term sick, then everybody should get back to work, regardless. And putting things in place, as he said, putting things in place. What things? There's nothing in there. The infrastructure is not there at the moment, but they're just going to put the fear of God into people. So the obviously the job centre. Long-term sick are to get job protection. Yeah. And it should cut down joblessness. According to the report, employers will be encouraged to alert local employment services if they have a staff member whose work has been affected by health issues. So basically they're going to try and stop you from going off sick before you even get there. And they're going to offer people 4 or more months of specialist support to help them keep the job. They're going to focus on disabled people and those with health conditions and people with complex barriers to work. He said those with mental health conditions often face a fragmented support service. This will create more chances to intervene and help people start and stay in work. The current welfare system is too siloed and too centralised. Employers will be encouraged to alert local employment services if they find that somebody has disengaged from work due to a health condition. Just a quickie to remind you that if you want some help or advice or guidance, then come over to talkinreally.co.uk and then go on to click Book Me button here with the idea here. You can read about this and what I can do and how I can help you. The new booking system using pick time. You choose your appropriate section, choose the length of time that you need, and then obviously complete the PayPal. The meeting is conducted via Gypsy, which is downloadable or using it on your browser. You can have a 30-minute or a 60-minute meeting depending on your needs, and of course it's a cheaper rate for members who are paying a Patreon or YouTube membership. It means that long-term sick are set to be protected from losing jobs in new plans. And obviously it's all about cutting the benefits bill, which as we know is they're spending more money on other things. And certainly if they stop spending money on the other things, there will be plenty of money for this. There you go. So that is it. That's the story. Obviously Talkin Steer, whatever his name is, Wally. Where's Wally? And of course it's not going to end until all the disabled people have suffered like everybody else, and the elderly as well. So that's it from me, and of course a big thank you for supporting the channel this year. If you are one of the 862 people that have come in the last year, I mean, to be fair, that's not many compared to other channels. It does work out to be like 2 a day. In the last 2 weeks we've lost loads, and we're just back up to where we were before we lost them. So it's not really been a good week or two. I cannot explain the reasons behind that. I'm sure that somebody can, but I can't. So we're sort of equal to what we were. But anyway, thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and don't forget we do have our New Year's Eve show that we'll be doing, so you're welcome to come and join in on that. There will be a phone line as well, and of course we do have our usual Sunday live this coming Sunday, so please look out for that. Come and join us, come and have a chat, and of course thank you for watching this video, and of course thumbs up, like and share. See you later, bye for now.